All right, guys, this next guest, man, he don't typically do interviews, but he's a friend of the channel. Our first interview was crazy, very informative. Mr. 326 Muzik himself, Cano Almighty.
What's going on, Panda Chop? What's going on?
Yo, Cano, man, what's good with you, bro?
Same old thing, man. Just working, doing the same old thing, bro, you know? Staying positive.
Well, you look good, man. Look at you. You got the hat on and everything.
You already know.
Chains.
You already know.
I'm glad to have you back, bro.
You glad to be back.
All right, man. Well, did you know Pistol Pete personally?
No, I bumped into him a few times, and we never landed in the same joints at the same time, but I know who he is.
Okay, but like, what was your interaction with him during those times that you guys bumped into each other?
I mean, it was brief intervals. Like, you know, one time we went to the Limelight. We was there with Petey Crack. He was about to get on stage. He was there with Mike Beck, my brother June, a couple of people. So, you know, we knew a lot of people in the same circles. Like, you know, we bumped into each other on a few different occasions, you know.
But he knew that you was rocking with Cuban and everything?
Obviously, everybody knew he was rocking with Cuban, yeah.
All right, okay. So you said you guys were never locked up together.
No.
Did you see the interview that he did recently?
He did a few. Which one with the one about the jail story? And
Yeah.
Okay.
So he said that he was locked up in Rikers in 87 for 3 years before going up north. And he said that like they had hit, you know, there was a lot of different things. Like people were like calling cap on him because it seemed like he couldn't get the years right of like when he went in, when he got out and stuff like that. And even like the person interviewing him was like, wait, that's not adding up. And like, he had a hard time believing him.
I mean, listen, bro, I can't remember every jail I was at the year, the exact moment. So, you know what I'm saying? It's been, you're talking about 40 years ago, 35 years ago, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, a lot of things happen, a lot of things, you know, that shit happens to me sometimes too. I get dates mixed up. I don't mix up the dates I was locked up, obviously, but I don't remember exact dates, what jails I was at. I know the year I was there, but sometimes I won't remember the month or, you know, till it clicks, you know what I'm saying? So it's been 30-something years. We talking about the 80s, bro, you know what I mean?
Right.
So it's like, you know.
So he said,
I can't tell his story, you know what I'm saying? Only he knows his story, you know what I mean?
He said that he was the first predicate that they had shackled and chained, and they had to build a visiting room just for him, and he cut 19 people. Does that sound like the reputation that you know him for?
I can't speak on that because I don't know. There was a lot of people that had the red ID. I wouldn't know who was the one with the first red ID predicate. I wouldn't know that, to be honest with you, you know what I mean? Everything I heard about Pete when I went in the system, dude kept it funky in the jail system. I ain't really hear no, you know, no punk shit or nothing like that about him, you know what I mean? So I can't really speak about something I wasn't there, you know what I mean?
What do you think of the story that he said about running the Puerto Rican flag out and stabbing anyone that was black?
I mean, there's a lot of racial shit going on at certain times in prison. There was a lot of racial things, you know what I mean? I know something a little bit about that story with Mike and all that, you know what I'm saying? But I don't really know. That was before I was up there. As far as a flag, I don't know, bro. That's hard to have like he might have thrown a bandana or something, you know, because you was allowed to have bandanas, but to actually have a Puerto Rican flag upstate is a little bit, you know what I mean? They wasn't allowing nothing like that because they got, you know, uniform colors and stuff like that. So I don't know.
What did you hear about that story? Did you hear that it was him? Because some people were saying that they heard that story attached to someone else.
Bro, I'll be honest, I wasn't there for that, so I can't really speak about it. I know he was involved in it. I don't know the extent of it. Like I said, I'm going on hearsay, so I wasn't there, so I don't really know. I know he got busy. He hit somebody in the yard that day. The whole story, I really don't know the whole story. You know what I mean?
Got you. Yeah, I think that he did kind of like a bad job explaining the story. That's why he got like all the backlash. Like he could have did a better job like talking about it. But what do you think about the backlash that he's getting from that?
I mean, everybody going to talk about what I don't really like is like everybody starting to make it a racial thing. You know what I mean? Because there was a lot of dudes in there that there was a lot of racial tension. You know, you go in, you deal with your people. I had a lot of black friends. I grew up around blacks, you know what I'm saying? So I didn't really go in there on that, you know what I mean? But jail kind of like, it divides you, you know what I'm saying? Because you got a lot of dudes that really, really be on it. Even when I was walking the yard with a lot of my peoples from Yonkers that I grew up with, they'd be like, oh, what you doing with them? Bro, I grew up with them, bro. I went to fucking grade school with them. So it's a lot of like, you know what I mean? I don't know, jail is weird, bro. You know what I'm saying? Rikers is a whole different story from upstate. You know, before the gang shit and all that shit was boroughs. It was all about boroughs, and it was a race thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was a lot of racial thing. You know what I mean?
Did you see his response? Like when he tried to clear it up on the video that he put out?
I mean, there's nothing really to clear up, bro. That's his story. You know what I'm saying? People going to judge him. They're going to judge him regardless of what he's going to say. It's his story. Now, does it sound exaggerated or something? That's his story, bro. Nobody can tell you, you know, there might be other people like, you know how it happens. You got this guy's version, that guy's version, that person's version, and then the truth. Obviously, none of us was there, so I can't speak about it. I can't take nothing from him. You know what I'm saying?